Welcome to the Global War Watch Network. China just issued one of its harshest warnings yet, and the world is paying attention. So what's all the fuss about? Well, it's this quote right here. A social media account tied to China's state broadcaster dropped this bombshell of a statement, and it immediately signaled a major escalation in tensions with Japan. We're going to break down what this really means, how we got to this point, and frankly, why it matters to all of us. And hey, if you want to stay on top of critical global developments just like this one, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button right now. All right, let's get into it.
First things first, let's look at this spark that lit this whole diplomatic fire. It all kicked off with some remarks from a high-ranking Japanese politician. They publicly stated that, quote, "A Taiwan contingency is a Japan contingency." This was basically hinting that Japan might step in. And that single statement triggered an immediate and incredibly powerful reaction from Beijing.
And here's what's so remarkable. China's response wasn't just a single angry press release. No, this was a rapid-fire, coordinated escalation across multiple government agencies, all within about 24 hours. We're talking the Foreign Ministry, the Defense Ministry, all the way to a front-page warning in the military's own newspaper. This was a full-court press designed to send a message that was impossible to ignore. This wasn't just another diplomatic spat. This was something different. To really grasp just how different it was, we need to become language detectives for a minute. We have to decode the specific words China chose to use, because in the world of diplomacy, every single word counts, and the phrases they picked here are absolutely crucial. So you see this phrase, upon instructions. What does that even mean? Well, in diplomatic circles, that's a huge deal. It's code. It means the person speaking isn't just giving their own opinion. They are a messenger, delivering a message directly from the very top. It's meant to be heard as the national will of China. And get this, according to state-affiliated media, this is the first time that phrase has ever been used in China-Japan interactions. And they didn't stop there. China also promised a firm response. Again, another phrase making its grand debut in the China-Japan diplomatic arena. And experts are quick to point out, this isn't just tough talk. A phrase like that carries some serious military weight and is usually saved for when they feel their core sovereignty is being challenged. This is where you see words on a page start to sound a lot like military signaling. You can also see how they use these powerful metaphors to get their point across. They're not just threatening, they're painting a picture. They warn of a crushing defeat or talk about their military might as torrents of steel. This isn't just for dramatic effect. It's a very deliberate way of framing the situation. It makes their power seem like an unstoppable force of nature. This kind of calculated language is a huge part of a bigger change in how China deals with the rest of the world. And this assertive, often confrontational style, it actually has a name: wolf warrior diplomacy. It's a complete 180 from China's old way of doing things, and it shows a new level of confidence and assertiveness on the global stage. Think of it like this. For decades, under Deng Xiaoping, China's strategy was basically keep your head down, don't make waves, bide your time. But wolf warrior diplomacy, man, that playbook got thrown right out the window. Now it's all about being assertive, calling out any criticism loudly, and actively trying to control the global conversation about China. Now, this whole strategy was really pushed by diplomats like the former spokesperson Zhao Lijian. But here's an interesting little twist. There are some signs that maybe, just maybe, this approach is being softened a bit. Zhao, who was one of the most famous wolf warriors, was recently moved to a much quieter job, which has some analysts wondering if Beijing is starting to tone things down. But, whether they're really softening their tone or not, this aggressive rhetoric has already created two completely different ways of seeing China's actions around the world. So to really get this, we have to look at both sides of the coin. From Beijing's perspective, this isn't about being aggressive. They see it as a necessary defense of their national dignity and their core interests. For them, this is just drawing a line in the sand when they feel provoked on a really sensitive issue. But if you flip that coin over, the international view is often completely different. Many outside of China hear this and see it as violent rhetoric and dangerous diplomacy. The concern is that we're seeing an erosion of civility, where the normal rules of diplomacy are being replaced by straight-up intimidation. And you want to talk about aggressive? A Chinese consul actually posted and then later deleted a message saying, "The dirty neck that sticks itself in must be cut off." Wow. So all of this brings us to the most important question. What could actually happen next? So what could substantial countermeasures really look like for Japan? Well, the list of possibilities is pretty long, and it covers everything from diplomacy to the economy to the military. We could be talking about suspending high-level government meetings, hitting specific politicians with sanctions, even things like official travel warnings that could crush tourism. And of course, there's the biggest tool in the toolbox. China is Japan's #1 trading partner. But the warnings go deeper than just economics. Remember that phrase, a firm response? Well, it keeps hanging in the air, carrying some pretty clear military undertones that point to China's powerful navy and advanced missiles. And all this leads us to a fundamental and pretty scary question for our time. As language itself becomes a battlefield, where do we draw the line between a country defending its national interest and one that's about to spark a global crisis? And that's where we'll leave it for today. Thank you so much for your time. If you found this breakdown valuable, it would mean the world to us if you'd hit that like button, share this with someone, and of course, subscribe to the Global War Watch Network. It really helps us keep doing this work. But the conversation doesn't stop here. We genuinely want to hear what you think. So please, share your perspective in the comment section below. And be sure to join our community on social media. All the links for that are waiting for you in the description. We'll see you next time.